Hey guys, so after a 2-week hiatus, I know it feels like longer, we have finally hit episode 5 of the strain called The Runaways. So let's get started.
Okay, so in this episode we finally see F getting on board on this whole vampire thing, and so Abe has this kind of really domestic moment where he's making him scrambled eggs. It's like, okay, we're gonna go hunt some vampires, and you're just like, yes! This is what I wanted. I want to see this guy with his sword cane, like, dealing with stuff. And that's exactly what he does. And what house do we go to?
We go to see Ansel and his wife, who is now dead because she has hung herself, because she can't deal with living without Ansel. So in they go, and they find Ansel chained up in the garage with the neighbor, who is now also turning into a vampire. And we get to watch as F and Abe brutally cut his head off. Well, F attempts to film it very, very poorly.
So, like, F has the camera phone in one hand, and he has, like,
the gun in the other.
The stable gun in the other, and Citraken's just like, if you get, like, bitten or stung or anything, I'm not going to hesitate to kill you. I don't understand why you're filming. You might as well be doing something useless because no one's going to listen to you. We got a job to do. And F is like,
no, I need to get this. Does nearly get himself killed. And so he finally takes the video to the CDC. Ooh.
And they don't believe him, and it's a setup.
Surprise! So they don't believe him. The video, I guess, gets sent to, like, the FBI or something, and people are now after him. Lucky though,
Jim.
Yeah, Jim is eager to make up for his previous mistakes and has let helps us out of the building. All in all, there's not a lot to talk about there.
No, it's fairly, like, building up to, like, actual, like, okay, you know, vampire. We have to learn the rules to fighting the vampires. We have to learn, silver, and we have to learn that decapitation. And so F is basically us in this situation where we have to learn things.
Yeah.
And F is also obsessively calling Nora.
Nora is ignoring him.
Yeah, Nora, because Nora doesn't want to get on this bandwagon of, like, killing people because she's still wanting to find a cure, and so she goes to visit her mother, and her mother had left the old folks home that she was in, and so she's trying to, like, be comforted by her slightly, like, her mother's got, like,
Alzheimer's or something. She's not always aware of what's going on or what's happened recently. But anyways, so her mother and her having this nice conversation. Nora's about to leave when all of a sudden out pops a vampire, and she's like, "Oh crap, Mom, we're leaving now. Come on. You said you wanted to come home with me, right?"
They're like, we should, like, stop and, like, talk about the whole love thing. Because that just makes me really uncomfortable. Like, it's creepy. The whole that the vampires that, like, they want to consume those who they love. They want to turn the ones that they love. So, like, they go for the people they care about the most. I don't, like, it's just...
It makes sense in a way, like, just, like, survival-wise, because you're not going to let a complete stranger come up to you and be creepy, but your family members, you're willing to, or at least someone you know, right? You're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. So, in a weird parasite survival thing, it makes sense.
But it just, like, I agree with you, it makes sense, but it's interesting if you compare it to Peeps.
Yeah,
because if you think of the Scott Westerfeld vampire book Peeps, when a person's turn, they don't want to go to family. They go as far away from everything they loved. Everything they loved, they hate now. Like, the whole... Like, I think he's hunting the one vampire, and she really liked Elvis.
Yeah.
And so to try and contain her, he puts up Elvis posters. And so it's funny how these two kind of series fall
like
on two ends of the spectrum. So...
Yeah, I think, you're right. It's very interesting that you could kind of take it both ways and be like, no, it's good that we're going after people we love. And the other way, it's like, no, for survival and to keep from being hunted, we need to run away from everything we love.
I think one of the reasons why I'm so fascinated by this love thing, though, is it's really kind of scary when you think about it. The people that you love can be turned into these monsters that are going to hunt you down.
And, like, it's been done before, right? Where, like, I don't know, a monster will come to you in the form of your loved one, and a lot of characters will, like, not be able to deal with the fact that that person looks like their dead grandma, even though their grandma's been gone for so long, and they can't deal with it. And you always get really frustrated with them, because you're like, obviously that's not your grandmother, but when you get down to it, would you be able to deal with it?
Yeah.
Would you?
It's a good, like, mind.
Yeah.
Ugh.
There's not much more to say about
Not
that.
really,
It's a great mind fuck when you really, really think about it. What else happens? We have our dear Ratcatcher.
Oh, I love him so much. Like, this guy, he's like the only person, other than Satrakin, who is taking the initiative. Like, he's like, oh, all these rats are coming out, there has to be a new predator. Well, let's go into the sewers and find this new predator. La, 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 la.
Actually, he went down there pretty unprepared.
I know, that's the thing. I'm just like, what does he think it's going to be? Like, monstrous cats? Oh, maybe somebody let loose a leopard in the sewers. Oh,
like, I don't know, an extra crocodile. He didn't even bring a gun.
And that was like one of the best oh shit moments I have ever seen on TV. Because he sees like the vampires off in the distance, like the way they have around. The vampires moving in this series, like the newly like formed ones, I absolutely adore it. I adore how just like awkward they are. Yeah, it's just
yeah, they're kind of like not sure what to do with themselves, right?
Like learning how to move. And he's just like and then they start chasing him, and he's just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And I'm just like, oh.
Oh, it was like, you only needed that one experience, and he's like, nope.
Okay, we got stuff to deal with. We have to figure this out. There's something wrong going on, and I'm gonna solve it. And for his story, he hasn't had anything really like big and like life-changing yet in his story arc. Like, this is definitely the thing that's gonna send him off into
figuring out what's going on.
Yeah, it was just like, because his story just kind of like plopped along, like, oh, you know, we like him, he's a cool character, but this is just like, nope.
Yeah. Okay, so, and then the big reveal is parts of Abes Past.
Yes.
Back when he was a young man, he was actually part of the Jews who got put through the Holocaust concentration camp system. And obviously for survival, he was like, I'm a carpenter, I'm useful, like, hey. And so he's like sitting around in his barracks, just kind of mind his own business and survive, when one night he notices that something has been feeding on the prisoners. And just, oh shit.
Okay, back to movement. The way the master moves is so friggin' cool. This thing is fast. Like, he's just like cloaked and everything, and so he's like pretending to be asleep, and he realizes that the person beside him is being killed by this monster, and he knows what it is because his grandmother told him stories. He knows it's a Strigoi. He knows that if he wants to kill it, he needs silver, so he's gonna have to find silver, but that's kind of hard because it's locked away. Yeah. And it kills his brother one night.
And it's just like, he's done nothing so far, but now you can kind of see where he's starting to get pushed towards actually dealing with stuff. And
becoming like the hunter he is when we see him in the future.
And I have a feeling his learning curve's actually going to be kind of slow, just because he's got like no one to teach him. This is kind of new, and there's just so much other crap going on that he needs to worry about now, that I feel like his learning curve's going to be a steep one.
And also about this whole concentration camp story, who is running the concentration camp?
Our good friend, the German Nazi vampire.
But at this point, he's just a person. He's human. So
he's really just a German Nazi right now.
Yeah, so we're going to hopefully, see his story, like, his transformation. That would be kind of cool. Like, find out exactly how he became a vampire. But I love that actor because he is having the time of his life. Like, I don't think there's a scene where he doesn't have that shit-eating grin.
No.
He's just always like,
I get to do what now?
Yes! This is the best day of my life. I love this show.
Yeah. And I know we get introduced to him even more in the next episodes, but
we'll talk about that then.
He's there, and he is just so much fun.
You just love to hate him, kind of deal. Like, he's such a good villain.
You want him to get it, but you enjoy every second that he's still alive.
He's just so, like, happy on screen. Like...
Just like... Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway.
So, yeah, that was episode 5 of The Strain. And this show is starting to deliver on all of the things that we were promised. And it's so exciting.
Yep. So we will see you in, I guess, another 5 minutes for the next Strain vlog. Bye, guys.